Well, I think all parents are having challenges with homeschooling. The idea that you have this sort of Montessori school running at home that you can just sort of give them projects and sort of let them do their thing. We have two typical teenage boys and their teachers send home work. And then we have a special needs child, Annika, who does not walk, does not talk. And so she has a very specialized curriculum. She has no cognitive impairment, but she has really gross physical impairments in terms of her gross motor skills. She has quite a modified curriculum and modified program, and she really requires, constant supervision and constantly somebody working with her. So the challenges we have is just, between two working parents who are both working from home, is to try to find the time to do that and do that in meaningful ways and try to keep her, on par with her peers, which is really, I guess our goal right now during this period of homeschooling.
We typically have students that learn in an online environment. So we've actually had the privilege and opportunity to work with the rest of our division for the 110,000 students that are with us that are now going to this new way of learning. And for all of our teachers that are going into that space, we've actually been able to work with them and help set them up for some success. So set some routines in place, sort of set some baseline expectations about what they could be doing with students, really focusing on relationships and maintaining those and making sure that it's not about just dumping a lot of content onto kids, really realizing what's happening in homes, not only during this pandemic, but in the fact that, now this is school and work and home for a lot of people, and how we can support them in meeting those needs of what's going on in their own environment. So we're actually really thinking about engagement, relationship, and making sure that kids get all the tools they need.
You sort of forget, or you're a bit removed from what it's like to sort of supervise kids all day. And so my wife and I both work, so we shift days. And we really focus the mornings on school work, and the afternoons are a little bit less structured. They have a few things they need to finish, and we need time to work and do our own things. So yeah, that constant supervision and trying not to get angry about it, about them screwing off and doing the things that teenagers want to do. And even our 7-year-old who, she's a 7-year-old. She'd rather watch, Frozen 2 on the iPad when she can rather than doing schoolwork. So, I guess we understand that, but at the same time, you try to force this schedule onto the kids that is not, a lot of it isn't realistic. There's almost no end to what you could do, but it's a question of what is enough. And it's sometimes it gets a bit irrational that you're afraid you're missing doing something. And so you're really, focused on that. And I think the benefit of, in-school instruction is that somebody else takes some of that load for a while, at least during the working day, and you can kind of put that out of your mind for a while. So then when you kind of shift that to the home environment, it's hard to sort of separate that sometimes. And I know we have to kind of remind ourselves that we're doing, the best that we can. And, she's resilient and she has a lot of assistance with her. That we hope, we can keep her going along, progressing where we hope she can be with her peers.